And welcome back here to Sports Weekly on IEMG. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Now we're talking football in this segment. Some guys who used to star in the city of San Bernardino, but have gone on to bigger and better things, including, well, Brandon Rankins, right there, number 7 from Aquinas High School, the all-time leading rusher in San Bernardino County history. He is going into the Aquinas High School Hall of Fame, and school principal Dr. Chris Barrows made the special announcement to unveil that Brandon Rankins is going to be a Hall of Famer. Check it out.
What's up, Brandon? How are you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Good, man. I just saw Brandon on Friday night looking like he's still ready to play. So that's good. Well, I wanted to chime in, and it's always good to see Brandon. You know, one of my favorite things about being at a place like Aquinas is, getting to know these kids when they're young people. I think I met Brandon when he was about 14. And now here he is, married and, a full grown man. And that's always my favorite part about this. But, it's my honor, Brandon, to be able to come on here and let you know that you've been selected to join the Aquinas High School Hall of Fame for this year.
Oh, man. I appreciate that. It just makes all the hard work and effort I put in, even from the first day that I got to meet Coach Bruzik coming onto the campus and him telling me straight up that I can make a difference and that if I come here, you're not going to be treated as a number. You're going to be treated as somebody, but you're going to have to earn it at the same time. So it makes me happy and I'm very honored to be able to accomplish this and get put into the Hall of Fame. So I want to say thank you to not only you, but to the Aquinas family, and especially the coaches that coached me up and the players who gave me the opportunity to be in the spotlight. Even though I always wanted to tell people that I was in the spotlight, but to me, it seemed like everybody else was able to shine bright enough that they were able to put their eyes on me.
Yeah, it's great. Brandon said, that Coach Buzik told him that he could make a difference. And I think the best part is, obviously he's made a huge difference, but it's not just about him as a football player. It's about him as a person. And I know Coach constantly references Brandon and his character and the impact he's had on the campus as a person, as an individual, and what he means to all the future Falcons. My son is on the team. He's a senior this year, and he knows all about Brandon, even though they were never in school together. And it's not just about records and yards and CIF championships and this and that. It's about the person he is, the hard work he put in, the dedication of the program, and how he made not just a football program better, but the school better as a whole.
Brandon, now that you've had a couple minutes to let it sink in, I mean, I did want to talk to you about your awesome career and what you've been up to, but this is part of the deal too. It was make this big announcement. So, what do you think being an Aquinas Hall of Famer?
I think that, like I said before, it's an honor, but I also want to put out there like the people that I wouldn't say was behind me, but the people that was in front of me, from just the linemen or from being in the backfield with Sayu or just having guys being able to play very good defense for me like Gary or Joshka is just, and the coaches keeping me humble, the coaches keeping me grounded, the coaches making sure that my faith in the Lord was first. So just being able to have the opportunity, and I tell people this is an opportunity to go to Aquinas and build upon your faith and be able to be who you are unapologetically, like with people that's gonna love you back. So just having this opportunity to be there and showcase what some of these San Bernardino athletes have like in store for everybody, I'm appreciative that the Lord has put me in the position to keep shaking hands and be around people that has given me good faith, goodwill, and who's strengthened my relationship with Him. So all glory to God.
Congratulations to Brandon Rankins, one of the all-time greats from Aquinas High School. Speaking of all-time greats, let's get you caught up on some local guys from San Bernardino now in the NFL. And our guy Alexander Mattison, who had just signed with the Miami Dolphins, his first year in Miami, actually played in their first preseason game and scored a touchdown. Here's Alexander Mattison scoring a touchdown in a preseason game against the Bears. But later in that game, Alexander Mattison would have an injury to his neck, and unfortunately Alex would require neck surgery, and he is now out for the season. So his season really came to an end before it even started. So we're just thinking about Alexander Mattison. He is doing well, that's the good news, but he will not be playing this season. Another local guy, Kenny Clark from San Bernardino, was part of that big Micah Parsons trade with the Dallas Cowboys after 9 seasons with the Green Bay Packers. I was there when he was drafted 9 years ago in San Bernardino. He had a little watch party in his hometown. I was there. He's been with Green Bay his entire career, traded to the Dallas Cowboys in that Micah Parsons deal. So we'll see him in a Cowboys uniform Thursday night as the Cowboys open up the season against the Eagles. And finally, of course, Jayden Daniels, the quarterback for the Washington Commanders, led Washington to the NFC Championship game last season in his rookie year, now going into year number 2. And all the same things, working hard, big goals for Jayden Daniels. The Commanders opened with the Giants in the first week of the season.
I would say it's cool, but just the impact I want to leave for sure. I want people to just talk good about me when I'm not around in the room, outside of, just me being a football player, as a role model and, somebody in the community. That's kind of the biggest thing, but to have somebody name a baby after me is kind of crazy. So, I don't really have expectations. I just think we want to go out there, go out and execute at a high level, as high as we can. So I don't really put expectations, but I hold ourselves to a high standard of execution. More so just getting on the same page even more. I think that's just how everything works with the chemistry. Another year of growth, another year in the system, the same system, so you get to learn a little bit more each and every year.
I don't know if you caught the first part of that interview, but he said there was a couple in the Washington, D.C. area that actually named their child Jayden after Jayden Daniels. So he's a big deal out there for the Washington Commanders, and certainly a big deal here in San Bernardino. I'm Pep Fernandez, and we'll see you next time on Sports Weekly on IEMG.